afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master, Propaganda. We're off here to a 1 versus 1 on Lost Glider. Yes, indeed, the map of the glider is truly lost. Even Relic doesn't know where it is anymore. In the south, it is Caesar, fighting for king and country, the Commonwealth, the British Army, the T-Chaps, taking on the role of the 7th Armored Division, the Desert Rats, with Royal Engineer Regiment featuring M2 flamethrowers, designated command vehicles, vehicle crew repairs, flame mortar support, and the demolition specialist AVRE. In the north, it is Angreifen, calling himself that because I'm guessing he's a bit annoyed with tiramisu. Taking on the role here of the German Army, Deutschland, the 716th Bodenständige Infantry Division, with defensive doctrine featuring Ostruppen, defensive fortifications, Stufe 3Es, Pack 43s, and Sect Artillery. We've got a double Ostrom 94-2 start here for Angreifen, double section start at Vickers here for Caesar. Also, big thanks to Patrick for donating and supporting the Propagandacast with this hard-earned money, allowing me to keep hard-earned money. Where did the M go? Probably those Brits stealing it. No. But thanks to them for donating, supporting me, and of course, big thanks to all those who pledged and paid to support me as well. Without this, that money, I certainly wouldn't be able to keep doing what I do on a daily basis. A big thanks to all those. You too can join the heroic ranks by pledging on Patreon and donating. Links are in the video description. Anyway, shots being fired here. Bit of back and forth here between Angreifen and Caesar. No tech yet here. Might be going from Ostrom here. There we go. Third Ostrom squad here. Second taking fire from the Ostrom as they fire out there with their Car-9 TKs versus the Lee Enfields. We got troops from the north here, third section for Caesar. Got the MD-42 from the other side. Going to catch Caesar here in a bit of a pincer. With the MD-42, they're acting as the main effort. There we go. We got a Vix as well from Caesar. Frustrating, I think, here. Unguarded maneuvers. Good move here. Also, very aggressive push for the eastern side, which you rarely see the same Lost Blood from the southern player. But Caesar here willing to commit to a major offensive against the Hun, expecting the weak Ostrom to be brushed aside, like something very easily brushed aside. Barney is riding the heavy Vickers fire there. Machine gun falling back, going about here, going to hit some of the carve points. Ostrom moving westwards, going to probably try and hit at least initially for the western fuel then I suppose here. Third section out from Caesar. Ostrom then being flanked, going to have to fall back swiftly I think. So we'll have to see what Angreifen follows up with. I imagine maybe some fast tech could also be an idea here from him. Or maybe, I don't know, more Ostrom. So we are off here. For those who are not wondering what a Bodenständige Infantry Division was, it was a specific type of infantry division that was designed to man the West or the Atlantic Wall there. Basically, sort of low-quality infantry divisions that were rated very low in the German Army's rating system. They actually rated divisions from 1 to 5, I believe, with 5 basically being this division's going to do absolutely nothing, it can't even defend. So, like, you know, and then to one where, like, you know, elite can basically be expected to attack and defend very well. And the Bodenständige Infantry Division were rated as 4, meaning they could sort of defend a position if it was well fortified. That was sort of the expectation, but they were pretty much useless in the offense. Which is also what the Ostrom effectively represent, with their inability to hit something unless they're in cover. So, little fun fact there, and there were several of them pretty much across, you know, Normandy and, you know, other places they meant to like hold the coastal positions there. Very low quality. They did have technically more battalions like the Waffen SS divisions, but their overall poor quality, and a lot of them were actually made up of, well, Ostrom. It's a little fun. We've got the Vickers number 2 out here from Caesar. Very interesting build there. Triple section, double Vickers. Definitely not your typical British build there. Could confound Angreifen a bit there. He may be on, you know, not ready for this at all. And if Caesar can, of course, handle these Vickers machine guns quite well, it could certainly give Angreifen control. In fact, he's right now managed to secure both viewpoints. Angreifen's got none. And he's got Ostrom, which are not exactly assault troops, but they're not going to be great in outmaneuvering all these machine guns. So he's certainly off to a rough start here versus Caesar, who seemingly saw through Angreifen's plans. And he's now ready to punish this Hunnic bastard. Need to retreat that machine gun before it's too late here. In fact, it is not impossible. It might be too late now. Caesar might in fact just be nabbing it here with a bit of bad luck. Pioneer's not getting flamethrowers, so we should consider that, I think. There we go, flame there for plus. We've got to take out there for Angreifen. We got the Punter and the squads on the way. There's some more hardened infantry, so then support the 716th Bodenständige Infantry Division, or Static Division. Pioneers for the section, pushing it back in the west here. We got Ostrom routed there by the Vickers machine gun, being a bit more flexible that one. Panzer Squad almost done. Flamethrower done, but they're already taking so much damage. I don't think there's much fun Angreifen sticking around for much longer here. Panzer Squad, they're ready. Awesome defending the eastern victory point, at least keeping that out of Caesar's hand. In fact, he's getting a nice victory point lead over Caesar, though again, Caesar's getting a lot of fuel and could possibly try and translate it into some fast armor. So, bit of a dangerous development here for Angreifen, depending on how well Caesar can execute this. Also, most of the section in the south, Vickers machine gun to deal with the Ostrobin. Got a movement here as well. Panzers versus section. Machine gun sitting up there. Section will have to fall back under heavy, unrelenting German firepower. Back here, troop reinforcing healing for Angreifen. Deutschland. Troops being suppressed. The saps only for Caesar. We'll likely be seeing flamethrowers though to burn out those German bastards. Going for the carve point. Angreifen keeping the pressure here on Caesar. Looking to outmaneuver him. Very good. Very bold. He can also soon lay down sandbags with his Ostrobin, and I believe some of those chaps as well there. Including the Panzergrenadier. They're moving up in the machine and go for that western fuel point. Basically ignore the Vickers for now, which is dug in there. Bit risky there, to be honest, what Caesar's doing. They're leaving the machine gun completely unsupported, defend a victory point of all things. Like, I mean, getting one machine gun anchored down a point is fair enough. But when you do these both machine guns, I feel like you're usually overcommitting machine guns. You usually want one machine gun team to be able to support your infantry more flexibly. So, that of course is just my opinion. But I got Panzer the advancing sappers in section. Growing back the curve point, but the fuel point there is being lost to the German army. Angreifen here going for more Panzergrenadier, which is honestly important if you're going for an Austrian build, either the Austrian doctrine defensive, because again, the Austrian aren't particularly great in the offensive. So you need offensive troops to deal, with that, and that's usually where the Panzergrenadier come in. And in this case, going for 2 Panzergrenadier squads is typically what you need. Maybe later on, if you lose some Austrian, going for like a 3rd Panzergrenadier squad. But so far, I'd say Angreifen's build is looking very solid, very efficient. Saps they're caught by the MD-42, not the most well executed assault here, lacking any artillery, and also worth noting, no smoke either, since he upgraded every section with the medical supplies ability there. Missing out, I think I'm too to at least call in some smoke there. Parney's flanking the machine gun here, very good move there. Thumbs up there to Angreifen, and we can see that Caesar's eastern position is collapsing, even as he's trying to assault here in the west. Almost got the Vickers machine as well, the Panzer squad there, but I think he's going to have to fall back here. The pressure from Caesar is too much. And while he could, of course, try to keep fighting, I think the overall result would have been heavy losses, not much to show here, while again he's making easy progress in the east. But there you go. Caesar launching a counter maneuver to go for the car point, the disrupt Angreifen maneuvers. Very nice work there. The Angreifen, of course, is not going to take this. Laying down, is going to counterattack himself, striking into those Tommy bastards, those instant Affen. Sappers routed here, taking heavy damage from the Mektika Panzergrenadier. Section moving from the south here. Up here, Panzer's moving up there with the machine gun banking up. Section trying to get in by the fuel point, but Angreifen going to put a stop to that. No sign of the light. Oh, we do have the light to make us notice that right away. But yeah, Pack 40 is probably a good idea then, trying to move for medium armor. I think that is a solid move here for Angreifen. As for Caesar, the faster he can take out and push for medium armor, I think is a very good idea to consider. Maybe a fuel cache as well to assist with the whole get to tanks fast plan. Could be, I think, very strong in there for Caesar. That said, getting out some more stuff now is not a bad idea either. But I think for Caesar, trying to rush out some medium armor right now versus Angreifen would be very solid. Very good. But there you go, finally captured the decent fuel point here after some heavy maneuvering. Suddenly getting behind fuel there against the British, which is always a bit risky as the Wehrmacht. If they just pull ahead of you, it can get very uncomfortable for you. We do get Pack 40's own way there. And I'm not be surprised he may have to like upgrade Panzer 6 in a pinch depending on how fast Caesar gets out of the armor. Though so far, Caesar is not in a great rush, which is much fortunate here for Angreifen and the Germans. Just moving about here, big push for the centre. Sappers with mines as well there, very good. Obviously aware that Angreifen might be laying down telemines, which could easily disrupt enemy vehicles. But of course, S-mines are certainly not to be scoffed at. And there you go, S-mines up here. Angreifen, I would say, is one of the few players who's very consistent with his S-mines as a Wehrmacht player, even as Oberkommandobest. If he goes fortifications, he is also very keen on laying down S-mines. In this case, the mines was nearby disrupted, highlighting already here how valuable they are. Had it not been for those minesweepers, things have gotten more complicated here for Caesar. It's a bit of bad luck there for Angreifen. But still, nice to see him laying down mines nonetheless. Pack shoots and, well, obviously not doing any damage there. Need to retreat those Ostrom, I think, before they get annihilated. Back here to reinforcing. Nothing further on the base there of Angreifen. No tech either for him. In fact, both players are not quite keen in sort of trying to push for medium armor as of yet. Going back the eastern fuel point. Again, you'd figure Caesar would be one really trying to prioritize just pushing. Oh, there we go. Finally got the tech there. He could try and rush out the Centaur versus Angreifen. That could be quite effective if well handled. Simply like how rushing out Austrians there is really good if your opponent isn't quite ready for it. Rushing out a Centaur is also really good. But of course, you might go for the safer Cromwell, which is not bad either. Nice use of Incendiary Pierce rounds here by Angreifen. Thumbs up. Definitely a great ability to use, since only one thing to sort of note, like around Wehrmacht players, usually tend to note the ones that actually use it as well. At least good, if not pretty solid. Because it is a really solid ability that can really do a lot of damage. Clouds will quickly cut through infantry and harm light vehicles. Bomb grenade here, but the Panzer there kind of to retreat. In fact, they almost blew themselves up with their own bomb grenade. Mein Gott, Ludwig, watch for your throwing those things! We could have been blown up! I mean, Fritz did get blown up. But I mean, none of us really liked Fritz, but imagine if we actually had liked Fritz. I'm still alive, I just can't feel my spleen and pelvis. Shut up, Fritz. As we said, we don't like you. Anyway, Sappers there routed. Back of reinforcement here going on there for Angreifen. In the west here we got the Ostrom as the section. I mean, it's also worth noting he's actually got a pretty large infantry force. Obviously, while the Panzers are doing the main fighting, the Ostrom can still just move into positions, dig in and, hold over bridges and sort of just be disruptive. So, I mean, they do so with purpose, but again, it just sort of highlights these shows the interactions there between the Ostrom and the Panzer communities in this force composition. Got Cromwell away there for Caesar. Very good. Angreifen is going to get this Pommel core fast. On his eye, he hasn't tagged up actually. Yeah. Anyways, Cromwell tank on the way there for Caesar and the British Army. Sappers are going to flash out those Ostrom. Very good. Trenches here by the eastern fuel point. Good work here. We've got 450, pushing forwards there. Here around the centre we've got two Ostrom with the Sappers. Staying at a safe distance. Safe-ish distance. Nice flank here in the Vickers and the section. Bomb grenade here. Oh, in the right place could actually possibly take out the Vickers, or at least allow him to finish off. There we go. Nice throw there by Angreifen, though he can't quite grab due to taking losses, but he could possibly run in some Ostrom to get that job done. He's going to try and grab it, though, but he's going to do it right under Angreifen's Panzer on his nose, and there you go. I don't think that Vickers is going to make home. Again, as you notice, the Panzer is able to do a lot of damage with the assault rifles, and there we go. Beautiful. They even pops another bomb grenade just to make sure that the only place that Vickers machine gun going is into the Wehrmacht armories. Cromwell out here for Caesar and the British Army, the Desert Rats. Almost got the fuel point. Pack 40 is ready. The Panzer can only 40, though it may not be able to shoot into the shrubberies here. Oh, it can. Sometimes it can be difficult to say with certain amounts, certain types of terrain, if the anti-tank gun and machine can actually fire through them, which can be slightly aggravating at times. So we finally got tech here for Angreifen. Getting a Pommel core, maybe gets a Stuka, I think would be really good. But he has only got one Pack 40 which has just been routed, and he's got a lot of troops that can be easy targets, and he pops. Designate command vehicle. Interesting. Interesting timing for that as well. Can't say I was expecting that one right. It looked like he's going to raid the base and he turned into a command vehicle. Congratulations, you've been promoted. I've been what? Yes. Come on. I was just about to raid the German base. Well, you can't do that now. Ow. That's just not cricket. Well, cricket usually doesn't involve shooting Germans, now does it? Well, stop being a smartass. Anyways, Vickers on the way there for Caesar. Of course, replacing the one that hand over to the Germans, meaning Angreifen, of course, now has 2 machine guns. No support core as of yet. Of course, he may try and go for tier 4 here. Bit of quiet. There we go. Panzer shakes up, so he does commit to that. Does decrease his anti-infantry ability with the Panzer. Not a big fan of that, personally, obviously. But, in a pinch it can be useful, though it might also be an indicator he's planning something here. if he's going for anti-tank weapons now rather than, say, pushing for Panzer IVs or Stuks. Yep, he is going for tier 4. And he could maybe I'll just go for Pack 40, but of course it may just be he doesn't want to like sacrifice, you know, too much population on it, so he just converts one of his infantry squads into anti-tank. That way, ensure he still gets enough anti-tank and he stalls for tier 4. Anti-tank weapon, yes, he stalls for tier 4, but without sacrificing more population, which is what, you know, going for the Pack 40 line to go for more stuff from tier 4. I mean, that would be my interpretation. I do also think if he's going for tier 4 and he's floating that much manpower, fuel caches would be an excellent investment. That's my son here. Moving westwards there with the Panzergrenadiers machine guns and the Osttruppen. Meanwhile, Caesar back here, troops reinforcing. No bolters yet, no weapon racks, or even grenades there for Caesar. It's only something that stands out a bit. Baker's moving up here, Panzergrenadiers Austin moving up, there's rockets flying at it, not doing much damage. Baker's opening up and suppressing. Panzer going for the flank, there you go, Geballte Ladung. And does a bit of damage. Orbital Blitz shot that takes most of it. Fun fact about the Vickers machine gun, the British actually had a tactic, which was actually, I think, originated in World War I, where they basically just fire it almost like artillery, just aim it up into the enemy, just have the shot stream down the enemy from another angle. And they actually used that in World War II as well. Definitely something a bit more unique. But there you go. Troops on the western side here. Troops reinforcing Hinnon. Got the heavy panzer corps up for Angreifen there. I imagine we'll be seeing light machines hanging up there to the Osttruppen. Now, realistically, they likely would have been equipped with something like the MG42. They've been equipped with, if they're lucky, MG34s. Or probably like something like DP light machine guns or other sort of light machines captured from enemy stocks. I'm pretty sure like 4th rate troops been equipped like heavily like that from just enemy stocks, and they couldn't still equip all the troops with, you know, weapons of German stock. So little fun fact there as well. But it's Ostrom here. There's the sections. Light machine gun fire, there's a section, but they're still taking a lot of damage. Push for the centre here by Caesar as well, clearing out the minefield there. West side here, bit of pressure on Angreifen. I'm guessing he's going to go for a Panther. Sturmpanzer, while he's something to go for, I don't think it would be the most optimal choice right away. We got a second Cromwell headed for Caesar, by the way, bringing a lot of medium armour versus Angreifen. Definitely not trying to sell up for any big tanks there. And giving the Austrian eastern flank here a big problem to deal with, and they cannot. Cromwell pursuing the anti-tank in the west, almost got it there. Panzerjägers are blocking a further pursuit there with the Raketen Panzerbüchse. Cromwell up here, Angreifen seeing his entire front line collapsing, going for another Pack 40s. In the end, he does commit to it, which, you know, slightly then undercuts further going for the Panzerjägers, I'd argue, but oh well. Probably just feeling the pressure's too much while he's trying to stall for the Panther, and I certainly can't fault him for that. I mean, it's also probably also worth noting most British players at the moment, you know, typically just go straight for the Comet by now. So Caesar here, by not just going for the Comet, actually going for multiple Cromwells, is probably looking to exploit that against a player like Angreifen. May assume that he's just going to like try and, you know, stall up for the big Comet, giving more time to go for the Panther, but then by going for multiple Cromwells, he gets under that, puts more pressure on Angreifen, makes it hard for him to actually go for that. He does have the resources now. Fun, great. Note what he was trying to do there, but he was trying to switch window places because they take less damage if like they're away from the area where the grenade is inside the building. It almost worked out reasonably well, but they still took some damage, but you know, they might have been wiped otherwise. Sending out Piers Rams though also helps out there. He actually is going to have to think to retreat the machine gun before it gets cleared out here. Though pinning down the MD-42 crew helps a ton. He will actually end up having to retreat the MD-42 instead. Cromwell out here for Caesar. Angreifen still not going for the Panther. I guess he's a bit tricky. He's got incendiary artillery called in the church here. Great big flames enveloping it. Lighting everything on fire. Machine gun actually got cleared out. Yikes. Vickers finally pushed out. 291 15. 2 more sappers for Caesar. Angreifen is still not going for any tanks. And there you go. Panzerkampfwagen 5. Panther on the way here. Got the machine gun somewhere, and church is falling apart here. As the flames of the British fire consume it from inside. An engineer unit is ready for action. Ostrom there getting the eastern fuel point. Panther slowly arriving. Troops reinforcing healing here for Angreifen and the German army. We got troops there standing up going with the Vickers on machine gun back here. In the west, Vickers hits a mine. taking some nastier casualties. Panther halfway down there for Angreifen. Moving up here in the east. Need to heal reinforce. 6-man gun holding back here for Caesar. Reinforcing. Back reinforcing as well. Crom going straight for the anti-tank gun there. Crom down to half health.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Almost got it. There we go. Panther, die Mexica Panzerkampfwagen 5. Stolz der Nation. Machine gun sitting up against the Section 9 tank and holding back. Obviously not going to do anything against these two machine guns. Perhaps a bit risky positioning both set close to each other. Panther move for the centre there. Panther on the east side, backed up by infantry anti-tank guns. Well, anti-tank infantry, but not infantry to deal with other infantry. All the way charging head up, pin mark machine on the way there as well. Very good. Section suppressed here under heavy machine gun fire. Vickers in a bit of an awkward spot there for Caesar. Machine gun halfway down there, the Panther. Panzer gun D and Panzer Eagles, they catch the machine gun in a bit of a vice there, and he's going to have to retreat that one. Panzer gun fought there, boosted of course by the Panther. Oh, bomb grenade as well there! And there's a good chance it actually wipes the Vickers machine gun. Will he grab it and turn it against Caesar as well? He's just going to destroy it. He's destroying it. Quickly, Jürgen, destroy it before it infects us with bad teeth. Yeah. Got it. Troops moving west was there. Back here, troops reinforcing healing. We'll have to see what he goes for next. Could go for a Panzerwerfer, could go for another Panther, and of course could go for the Sturmpanzer 4. Fix up the command cromwell, all one all good to go.
We're losing a capture point.
Grab the western point, grab the eastern points. Angreifen certainly swing back hard here against Caesar and the British. Now, of course, the Bodenständige Infantry Division will not access their Panther, and any Panther sort of supporting division will now arrive from a nearby Panzer Division. Possibly the 21st Panzer Division. Panther lines are directed here on the Cromwell. Firefly there on the way for Caesar. Cromwell here, command Cromwell in fact going after the Panther. That seems a bit bold there. We got 211 versus 286. Victory points remain close between the two players. 6-pounder gun punches through the Panther's armor there. We got Section. Even a medic on the move here for Caesar. Stuffing the building to the brims with British infantrymen. And of course, joys for German artillerymen to shatter apart there. Panzerjägers moving up. Need to retreat those. Bang grenade there. Looks like there's too much going on there for Angreifen. On the west we got Ostrom pushing out Sappers. Other Ostrom squad has not been upgraded. Firefly almost on the Caesar there. Go double packed punches, double holes, and the Cromwell almost taken out there. But looks like it will escape. Close one though. Close one. Go, got the Firefly out there for Caesar. The Firefly self-propelled anti-tank gun, as the British Army doctrine did not operate with the concept of tank destroyers, so anything that was actually a tank destroyer was in the British Army designated as a self-propelled anti-tank gun. Little fun fact there. Pack being held up there, Panzers on the fire here from the Cromwell. Panther turning out, double hits on the Cromwell. Panther going forward. Oh, shoots and misses. Raiding the base there by the looks of it. They need to be careful, got 2 anti-tank ready here as well, plus all supported by the command tank, which actually boosts their offensive ability as well. It's a bit risky here for the Panther. In fact, oh, Firefly also gets a good shot in there, but he actually managed to bait the Crom in front of the Pack 40s. Still, I think that risk was too big there, to be honest. Van Graven, like, had he gotten a bit unlucky there, the Panther would dead, and he may not be able to take out the Cromwell, which one he'd been like in a pretty awkward spot there. Still, this time around, it did pay off, but it's not generally something I'd advise on, you know, again, generally. But, you know, if you can make it work, sure, just a lot of the time I think you're just going to get punished. Section moving ahead here for Caesar. Fix up the mighty Panther, though it's going to need a lot of fixing there. He probably should pull it further away from the front line to avoid, you know, getting suddenly sniped and destroyed. You could soon try and go for another pack or Panther here. Anti-tank cleared out the Caesar. Firefighting about here. Command tank staying nearby. Panther strikes there, impacting upon the command cromwell there. Firefly takes it from the Pack 40s. Oh, the Pack 40 that one got abandoned. So I forgot about that briefly. Firefly continues to shoot away there with its 17-pounder gun. Panther there for fun. Angreifen looking to snuff out Caesar's anti-tank guns and possibly catch some other troops and murder them. Caesar, though, meanwhile, is going for a sniper here. Still will bleed out Angreifen, but obviously he's probably going to have to look for some other targets than the Ostromans. They're not going to be particularly like valuable targets to snipe. Panther here going to go for the Cromwell, but he needs to be careful, doesn't it? Bay into the anti-tank. There goes shot fired. And of course, the Firefly as well, of course, is a big problem for the Panther. Shots bouncing. Panther takes it, gets it in the Cromwell. Not much flanking in the eastern side. I feel like I can try and put more pressure there, but it's obviously getting drawn into the front in the west by Angreifen. His pressure there. Snowing up, gets a good kill in the pack crew. Meanwhile, Firefly, they're almost taken out by the packs. Sappers routed. Panther 42 out here for Angreifen. Snow push back, almost scorched alive. Need to fix up the Firefly. Grab me some fuel there. Fixing up the Panther. Panther sneak up there, and there you go. Sizable assault here from Angreifen east with Osttorben and Panzergrenadiere. Sabbers then will have to fall back very fast before they're just getting wiped out. Oh, he's going to go for bomb grenade in the retreat path, and oh, it goes off. But will the two Panthers like to be enough to finish off the Sappers? The answer looks to be 9. Sniper with 3 kills. Close to death though. Panther moving up. Panther over there has unleashed every rocket in its volume and has missed with every single one of them. So what is Caesar going to go for next? I'm guessing another Cromwell. More Sappers there for Caesar will repair stuff. Not bad. Surprisingly, Caesar does not seem to have upgraded infantry besides the Bren guns. We've seen no bolsters and we've seen no grenades. Panther taking heavy damage, down to half health in a matter of moments. Ponzig is flanking up there because they have to cover up the flank against such maneuvers. Good work. Got 2 eliminals and 83. Caesar definitely needs to do something drastic. I think China's round. He is down to run out of victory points at an increasingly aggravated pace, which could prove to be his undoing at the hands of the Jerrys. Baker's machine gun holding up here with Panzer this guarding ahead, but there you go, gets killed by the sniper. 6 kills so far. Need to retreat this machine gun before the British tank snaps them out alongside the sniper. Also grabbing the northwestern victory point. Ungun Panther with 4 kills, victory to 1. The assault for Caesar continues. Vic is there being bled out as it tries to establish defensive position to buy the rest of the German army time. Not quite working. The packs, they're attacking it from the north end. Almost got the Vickers there, but it does get away there. Panther charging forwards. Right into double anti-tank guns and the Firefly. A lot of damage there, in fact, almost taking out the Panther. There you go, 2 rockets. Help take out the Panther, destroying Angreifen's Mächtiger Panzerkampfwagen 5 in a matter of moments. Anti-tank gun crew shattered as rockets impact upon them. Leaving down to just 1 anti-tank gun and the Firefly, plus the Cromwell here versus Angreifen as well. Panzerwerfer. Angreifen charging ahead, looking to maybe grab it or maybe hope to bait Caesar into destroying his entertainment. And he does do it. He does do it. Worried that Angreifen may run into it. He destroys it. And I suspect the way Angreifen did it was actually just bait, because I'm fairly certain Angreifen has no realistic expectation of grabbing it. But if he thinks and can make Caesar think he's going to do it, Caesar's just going to destroy it. I suppose that was a nice bit of mind games there for Angreifen. Ach nein, it would be terrible if you were to steal this delicious British weapon. It's not delicious, it's not even good. Don't worry, we're trying to get rid of it. Hey, they're trying to destroy our beautiful British engineering. Quickly, destroy it. Deny it to the Hun. Ach nein, this is terrible. Whatever shall we do with our inferior German? Scheiße. Anyways, crumbling away there for Caesar. So now with 10 kills, Rettens I'm guessing Angreifen's planning another Panther here, another Panzerkampfwagen 5, that, or the Sturmpanzer. With all the armor Caesar's at, I think a Panther's necessary. There you go. That, of course, back taking for Stools. Push on the centre here, machine guns holding up there. He's got several machine guns actually lined up here. Cromwell charging ahead here. Could say he's chucked down some smoke using the smoke shield ability, but seems like he's not keen on that. Panther barrage being chucked into the advance here of Caesar's assault. Is the general expected line of advance here. Panther halfway done. Machine gun routed. East side also going to move there. We got machine gun bunker defending the eastern victory point there. Nice over there by Angreifen. And Cromwell charging the double pack 40, taking heavy damage in the process. Risks losing it, in fact. I think that's going to happen. Too slow. Yep. Command tank knocked out. Caesar's armed forces suddenly found themselves without guidance against the Germans. Panther almost done. We got 188 versus 56, 187. German assault on the west side here. Got a lone section holding the line there, and there you go. Panther number 2 out there for Angreifen. Deutschland. Telemines being made down with the tank moving in. That's going to disrupt that. Still, he does manage to win from the western victory point. Panther's on the move, there you go. Panther fast off, damaging the engineer of the Cromwell line. The Panther needs to catch up with and destroy it, possibly. Meanwhile, Caesar's got his Firefly occupied in the east, and only one anti-tank in here, so he's actually going to lose the Cromwell here. That's going to be a nice tactical win there for Angreifen. Nice work there. Caesar finding himself caught off guard. At the same time, I think got the Panzer squad here going for the Firefly. Yup. Probably not going to take it up. I could believe it's sufficiently damaged. He may not commit it against the Panther anytime soon. So there you go, Cromwell knocked out, and taking up, and that actually means the centre's now all of a sudden likely to defend it. Oh, we even got the Firefly with the Panther strikes. Oh boy. Definitely not great for Caesar, then he just lost all of his armour. Non-Grab still has a Panther and a Panzerwerfer. Guessing the trench here that's going to be cleared out. Caesar's men frantically scramble to get out of there before the rockets impact and just kill them, and then they still get killed, in fact. Direct hits. In fact, it started to look like they might have been safe inside the trench. Baker's there flanked by all the Panzerguns under command. Good flank there by Angreifen. Need to occupy here. Anti-tank and sniper on the west. Got Osterman in the Pioneer support. Panther being fixed up. Now the machine gun there for Caesar, calling in incendiary artillery barrages. I think around the centre here. Yup, to deny to Angreifen these briefly. Panzer moving up in the car front, also failing to flank up behind here, Caesar. We now seem to be establishing a last stand around the western victory points. Can somehow bring in more stuff. He is bringing in the center, but will it be sufficient here versus the German army? Deutschland. S-Man's being laid down here. Good work. Thumbs up. Panther charging hit backed up by infantry. Cuneo going for deeper flank. Sigpang landing hit there on the Panther. Sniper holding up on the side of the building.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
There we go. Panther going for the anti-tank gun. Sniper close being logged out here. And in fact, there you go. Panther's going for the deep flank to take it out. Really solid push there by Angreifen. Pushing for the eastern victory point, but looks like he's lost the west side here. Section wiped out as well. Caesar's force are taking significant casualties now, as Angreifen is delivering the few finishing touches. On him, there you go, calling in sector a bit too late here to defend the eastern victory point. Still, I don't think it's going to matter too much. Anti-tank gun gone, destroying it. Ground the western victory point. You actually need to grab that one. We got 174 versus 53. Centaur is out here for Caesar for the British Army. 50 points left. Machine gun setting up here, and there you go. GG, game over. A loss for the British Army. The Desert Rats forced to fall back as the defences of the 716th Bodenständige Infantry Division proved to be too formidable. So a nice little fight here. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell a friend, tell a family. Don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. Up till tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.